With the permission of Chairman Sir, I hereby start my speech. Now it has been observed across multiple B schools and professional courses that students diagnosed with dyslexia are often getting left behind or they don't get what they deserve when it comes to campus placements. Rather, the candidates with a relatively weaker profile get the better of them. Now there's a lot of confusion. Is it complete discrimination or just utter ignorances? Now, first thing about dyslexia, it is a disorder within which an individual finds difficulty in interpreting words, literature, and other symbols. Now, let's learn more about dyslexia through my journey of failures and triumphs. Firstly, as a dyslexic, I am honored to be in the august company of greats like Bill Gates, Albert Einstein, Henry Ford, Edison, Sir Branson, and the list goes on, proving the statements of how dyslexics are out of the box thinkers and inventors. I too had my fair share of struggle during my school days. In the early years, it was difficult for me to read at a normal speed or to note down things on the blackboard, resulting in a shabby handwriting and countless spelling mistakes, which in Indian context is viewed as a weak student with least interest masquerading as a person with disability, which is absolutely not true. Because dyslexia has its own islets to cater to, when it's let it be visual ability, linguistic ability, or even kinesthetic ability. Now, this problem has increased so far as our education system is not aware about it, but the simple solution lies by identifying the learning patterns a kid with dyslexia should adhere to. Like in my case, it was discovered that I am an auditory learner. If I'm being taught things in a verbal manner at a moderate speed, I can grasp anything, let it be language, words, or even mathematical concepts, which I had to struggle a lot. Reason being, the mathematical symbols are a notch higher than the general vocabulary, followed by the logical implication, which creates so much confusion into our mind, leading to an utter farrago. Now, we all have certain weaknesses which cause a hindrance in our daily lives. We spend countless hours working on it, but it leads to no good. Now, here's the solution. Don't work on those weaknesses. Rather, focus on your strengths, allow them to compensate for you. Once I was a comfortable auditory learner, there was no need for me to ever note down anything in my life. Just visual words and verbal words were enough for me to recall anything. Through that, within a couple of years, the results were formidable. I could memorize any formula, any word. I even appeared for competitive exams. I learned a different language called French without making any spelling mistakes. And even I have currently completed my double masters and I'm planning to enroll for a professional PhD and launch my own firm. So yes, with diligence, anything can be conquered. And I'm not the only one. Like me, even others overcome it. They make it to the top-notch B schools in our country and even excel in their curriculum. But when it comes to the placement, the past horror strikes back. That decade full of hard work is getting ignored over a 20-minute interview, where despite lacking the candidate, the organizations are rejecting them with the feedback. We like the candidate, he has all the technical knowledge, but he is just too humble to be in an organization. This is the actual feedback which I have received. Now, a candidate has spent 10 years to be where he is today. That humbleness is the ultimate achievement, which is masquerading as a weakness over here. So, were those 10 years worth nothing? So, the solution lies in having a alternate form of recruitment for people with dyslexia, in which have a separate parameters you want to judge a candidate. Go for the thought process rather than going for the attitude you want the answers to be expressed, whether aggressive, assertive, or passive. Because attitude and expressions can be taught to any candidate, but the diligence and the creative mind he has built over 10 years can't be transferred over to anyone else. And I'm not saying this out of philanthropic activity, like do some charity for them. It has been globally reported by SHRM that organizations who have successfully recruited candidates with disability have better employee engagement, low employee attrition. To end with the quote of the legendary industrialist Henry Ford, a business devoted to service will have one worry about profits. They will be embarrassingly large. Thank you.